Good morning. As you know, I've been not well after my operation, but have spent all my time laying, sitting, etc. Today's the first day I've managed to do my hair, put a bit of makeup on, and I managed to write a story yesterday. So, it, because I'm on antibiotics and pain relief and that, my story might be a little bit not up to the standards, but I thought I'd read it to you. I've sat out in the garden for a little bit of sunshine, and I thought you might enjoy listening to my story. Of course, this is all fantasy, I have to say, but hopefully you'll enjoy. I always have my twists at the end. This story is called You're So Vain. Tara lay still, listening to the continual words filling her brain. She wanted to scream. Different voices with different tones, high, low, happy, sad, whispers and hidden agendas, then peaceful silence, a mere bit of respite. She thought, when did it all begin? Her past sped in her thoughts. What did her future hold, and why did this happen to her? Tara was a very put-together package. She had the new look, that tattooed eyebrows, the new teeth from Turkey, and so many surgical implants to make her achieve the curvy, busty, shapely look she was well happy with what her money had achieved. She'd been working in the cosmetic industry and was lucky to go into partnership just before the cosmetic implant industry kicked off. At the time, such a risk, but 6 months struggle, then the Botox injections and the surgical procedures became a huge success, typically turning her into a rags to riches story. She worked so hard, no fun, no life for 5 years. She had turned into a local celebrity. She now had cosmetic surgeries in about 15 towns around her county, a real success story. Everyone was proud of her, even if they didn't actually recognise her after all her surgery. The silence is broken. She hears the doctors talking about waking her up from her coma. The voices, she recognised her mother's voice, crying in a ridiculous sob. Tara could hear everything, but she still could not even move her eyelids. She wanted to shout for everyone to leave her to sleep. This daily sobbing ritual from her mother was now starting to really annoy her, especially as they never got on. Tara drifted back to her own thoughts, pushing away the white noise around her. She had asked for help setting up her first business from her parents, but they refused. She hadn't spoken to them for 6 years. She had to borrow and work 3 jobs to get into her partnership. She was determined, focused, and hard on herself. She gave herself a time schedule to put her life on hold until she was successful enough to step back and let herself have some quality time. She had started dating Shane, a really handsome customer who had regularly succumbed to facials and many cosmetic enhancements. They seemed to click, and she let herself be wined and dined, and in no time they were engaged. Her mind raced now, trying to remember if only her mother would stop that infernal sobbing. Louder voices raised, covered up her mother's grief. Tara tried to recognise the people. She could make out the soft sound of her personal assistant. Then arguing with Shane, her now husband of just a month. If only she could make sense of the conversation. But Tara's mind raced back and forth, then exhaustion put her straight back to sleep. Doctors, nurses came in and spent nearly an hour with tests and changing dressings, drips and making Tara more comfortable. Police arrived and once again checked on Tara's condition, and questions needed to be answered. Apparently, Tara had been in an accident. Her Mercedes convertible had hit a tree. She'd been speeding. The car spun off the road, head-on into a large tree. She'd been tested for alcohol, but was not above the limit. The police needed to know if she had tried to kill herself. They had asked about her mental health, etc., but she had not long been married. She'd recently been on a fantastic honeymoon in the Caribbean. There was no depression, no signs at all of any reason of that type of behaviour. The car was being processed, so hopefully some explanation will put the puzzle to bed. Tara felt nothing, no pain. All she could do was frantically thrash thoughts across her mind. She drifted back and forth in consciousness and slumber. The frequency of thought was getting less. Her ears pricked up. She could hear her Shane. She wanted to call out to him, for him to kiss her and hug her. He was talking to another man. She made out the voice to be his workmate Josh. She could hear her name being whispered. She tried to make out what was being said. Then she knew why she was here. Oh my God. She wanted to scream, "Help me." She heard her husband tell Josh how he loved him. They could be together soon. She wanted to be sick. They were actually laughing, holding hands and kissing. This was such a shock. She loved Shane. She'd given all to him. She'd let him into her life, her world. The two men quickly separated, and Shane sat holding Tara's hand. She wanted him to know how angry she was. She tried to squeeze his hand. The effort made her lose consciousness. When her mind came alive, she heard Shane and Josh boast about getting away with it. With what? Tara forced her ears to hear another voice, female. This day was getting worse. Now she could hear her sister Abby with them. They had plotted to get rid of her. What had she done to make them hate her so much? Tara's consciousness was getting less and less. She was trying to wake up. Her brain was forcing memories back and forth, happy, sad, but all she could feel was emptiness. White noise. Shock. Time stood still. Tara's lifeless body lay in the white room, pale and doll-like. Her cheek implants, her plump lips, her perfectly white teeth made her look like a mannequin. The hospital gown perched upon her perfectly rounded breasts in an unnatural way. The scene was macabre. 6 people standing round the bed, looking at the body, breathing slowly, with full red lips and eyeliner tattooed, making Tara look ready to jump up and party. Tara managed to focus to hear the crying around her bed. Her mum was saying goodbye to her. She had stopped wailing and was gently crying, and Tara was aware of her, leaning over her, kissing her. Her father said a few words whilst her husband and assistant cried. She could hear Josh and her sister Abby say nice things about her. Well, that did make a nice change. Tara thought, well, at least Abby appreciated all her hard work. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God! Tara can hear the nurse talking about turning off her machine. Tara so wants to scream. Before the switch is touched, she hears her mum say, "Night, night, my beautiful daughter Abby. Sleep, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite." Tara drifted off to sleep, never to awake again. The police finalised the report. Accidental death. Abby had been lent Tara's car for the weekend. Abby's husband was a known drug dealer and abuser and was accidentally killed in the accident, and Abby was in a coma for weeks before dying with brain damage. Her life support had been turned off. No further action required. At the funeral, Shane and his wife Tara sobbed as the coffin was lowered. No one would ever know that Tara is Abby. All the cosmetic surgeries, the treatments, the fillers, the tattoos, the implants were a blessing. From a joke at a Christmas party started the plan to remove Tara from her throne. Abby needed to get out of her loveless marriage to her drug lord husband. Shane needed money, and a remark about anyone can be anyone with a bit of the modern plastic gave Shane and Abby a clever way to better their lives. Abby stood by the grave. She shed a tear. She showed no emotion, as her Botox made sure of that. She now lived in the posh house and was in control of Tara's businesses, while Shane could see Josh as much as he wanted and enjoy the rich lifestyle. The only regret she has is the multiple procedures she let her sister treat her to so she could be more like her. Well, how vain. Unfortunately, Tara, through greed, exploitation and vanity, lost her place in this natural real world. How easily it was to be replaced. Bring on the clones. hopefully you enjoyed that. I enjoyed writing it. I'm starting to feel a bit like me. So hey ho, a bit of a modern bash there for all those girls out there with all that extra puff, fluff and whatever. Not that I disagree, but that's what could happen. Love you all. Hopefully I'm on the mend. Bye for now, Sally.